Hello, and a very warm welcome. It's wonderful to have you with us today. Let's talk about something many of us know all too well, a good night's sleep. Think back for a moment. Do you remember a time when a younger version of ourselves could fall asleep almost the moment their head hit the pillow? For so many of us seniors, as we journey into our 50s, 60s, and beyond, that easy relationship with sleep can feel like a distant memory. Instead, you might see an image of an older man with silver hair, staring at the ceiling, or a woman in her late 60s, tossing and turning. If this scene feels familiar, please know you are far from alone. Changes in our sleep patterns are a natural part of the aging process for every older adult. But natural doesn't mean we have to accept poor sleep as our new normal. In fact, for any senior, getting quality rest is one of the most vital things we can do for our health and vitality. Today, we're going to explore 5 simple, expert-backed tips to help you, a mature adult, reclaim the restful sleep you deserve. Let's begin with our very first tip. Tip number 1 is to create a relaxing bedtime ritual. Think of it as a gentle transition for an older, wiser mind. A consistent ritual, lasting about 30 to 60 minutes before bed, can work wonders for any person over 50. It doesn't have to be complicated. Imagine this: an older woman with soft, gray hair begins by dimming the lights in her living room, signaling to her brain to start producing melatonin, the natural sleep hormone. This is her time to power down the screens. She puts away her smartphone and turns off the television, avoiding the blue light that can disrupt sleep. Instead, picture a senior man with reading glasses relaxing in a warm bath, his face calm and untroubled. Perhaps after his bath, he enjoys a cup of non-caffeinated herbal tea, like chamomile, known for its calming properties. You might also visualize a woman in her 70s, sitting comfortably in a cozy armchair, reading a physical book under the warm glow of a lamp. The key for any senior is consistency. By doing the same calming activities each night, you create a powerful psychological cue that tells your seasoned body it's time for restorative rest. Now for our second simple, yet incredibly effective, tip: stick to a consistent sleep schedule. This might be the single most important piece of advice for any older adult looking to improve their sleep. A senior's body, like everyone's, runs on an internal 24-hour clock called the circadian rhythm, and this clock absolutely thrives on routine. By going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, you reinforce this natural rhythm. Imagine an older couple in their late 60s, waking up at the same time, smiling as the morning sun streams into their bedroom. And here's the crucial part: they do this even on weekends. While it's tempting for a retiree to sleep in on a Saturday, that can throw the body clock of an older person out of sync, making it much harder to fall asleep on Sunday night. Of course, life as a senior has its own unique events, and perfect consistency isn't always possible. But the more you can stick to your schedule, the more your body will reward you with better sleep. Think of a healthy, vibrant man in his 70s, his energy for the day fueled by a consistent sleep pattern. A steady schedule is the foundation that helps your inner rhythm find its harmony, making all your other sleep improvement efforts even more effective. These first 2 steps alone can create a remarkable difference for any person in their golden years. We've now laid a wonderful foundation for better sleep by establishing a calming bedtime ritual and a consistent schedule. These evening habits are crucial. But what we do during our waking hours has just as profound an effect on how we rest at night. Our bodies are beautifully designed systems, and they look for cues all day long to regulate our sleep. This brings us to our third expert tip, which is all about embracing the day: get some natural sunlight and gentle movement. It may sound simple, but the impact is significant. Exposing ourselves to bright, natural sunlight, especially in the morning, is one of the most powerful ways to anchor our internal body clock, that circadian rhythm we talked about. This light tells our brain, it's daytime. Be alert and awake. This, in turn, helps the brain know exactly when to start producing melatonin later in the evening. You don't need to do anything strenuous. It could be as simple as enjoying your morning coffee on the patio, taking a short 15-minute walk around the neighborhood, or even just sitting by a bright window while you read the paper. For many of us, making this a part of our morning routine can lead to feeling more alert during the day and sleepier at the right time at night. Alongside sunlight, incorporating gentle, regular movement into your day is another key to unlocking deeper sleep. Physical activity is a fantastic, natural stress reducer, and as we know, a calm mind is a mind that's ready for rest. Activities like walking, swimming, stretching, tai chi, or even chair yoga are wonderful options for a senior's lifestyle. They get the blood flowing and help ease the aches and pains that can sometimes keep us up at night. The key here is both regularity and timing. It's best to get your movement in earlier in the day if possible. While a gentle evening stroll can be relaxing, it's wise to avoid any moderate or strenuous exercise within 3 hours of your bedtime. A vigorous workout too close to bedtime can raise your core body temperature and release energizing hormones like cortisol, which is the opposite of what we want when we're trying to wind down. So, embrace the sunlight and find a form of movement you genuinely enjoy. It's a gift you give your body during the day that pays wonderful dividends when it's time to sleep. Now for our fourth tip, which takes a look at our plates and our cups. Mind what, and when, you eat and drink. The connection between diet and sleep is powerful and becomes even more pronounced as we age. Let's start with the obvious culprit for many, caffeine. It's a stimulant, and its effects can last much longer than we think. While a morning cup of coffee is a cherished ritual for many, be mindful of caffeine in the afternoon and evening. As our metabolism can slow down over the years, it can take our bodies longer to process it. A good rule of thumb is to avoid all caffeine, that includes coffee, many teas, sodas, and even chocolate, for at least 6 to 8 hours before your bedtime. Another common misconception is the nightcap. While a glass of wine or a cocktail might make you feel drowsy and help you fall asleep initially, alcohol actually disrupts the quality of your sleep later in the night. It can suppress deep REM sleep and lead to more frequent awakenings, leaving you feeling tired the next day. So, it's best to limit alcohol, especially in the hours leading up to bed. Finally, pay attention to the timing and size of your evening meal. A large, heavy meal too close to bedtime can lead to indigestion and discomfort. Try to have your dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before you turn in. And while staying hydrated is important, try to limit your fluid intake in the final hour before bed to minimize those nighttime trips to the bathroom that can fragment your sleep. A small, light snack if you're hungry is fine, but a heavy meal is best avoided. We have covered so much wonderful ground together, exploring 4 powerful habits that can reshape our relationship with sleep, creating a calming nightly ritual, sticking to a consistent schedule, embracing daytime light and movement, and being mindful of what we eat and drink. These habits transform our bodies and minds, preparing them for rest. But there's one final piece of this puzzle, and it concerns the space where we hope to find that restorative peace, our own bedroom. This brings us to our 5th and final tip: optimize your bedroom environment. Think of your bedroom as a sanctuary, a haven dedicated purely to rest and rejuvenation. The environment you create here can either invite sleep or inadvertently push it away. The 3 pillars of an ideal sleep environment are simple: it should be cool, dark, and quiet. Let's start with cool. As part of its natural sleep cycle, our body's internal temperature drops slightly to initiate sleep. You can help this process along by keeping your bedroom temperature on the cooler side. Most experts recommend a range somewhere around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Find the temperature that feels comfortable for you, but generally, a cooler room is more conducive to sleep than a warm, stuffy one. Next is dark. Our brains are incredibly sensitive to light. Even small amounts from a street lamp, a digital clock, or a television can disrupt the production of melatonin and signal to your brain that it's still time to be awake. Consider using blackout curtains or an eye mask to create a truly dark space. It can make a world of difference. And finally, quiet. As we get older, our sleep can become lighter, making us more susceptible to being woken by sudden noises. If outside sounds are an issue, you might try gentle earplugs or a white noise machine. The steady, Soothing hum of a fan or a white noise machine can effectively mask abrupt sounds like a passing car or a barking dog, creating a consistent and peaceful soundscape for you to sleep through. Beyond these three pillars, ensure your bed itself is a place of comfort. While we don't need to rush out and buy a new mattress, it's good to assess if our current mattress and pillows are still supportive and comfortable for our body's needs, which can change over the years. Lastly, it's a powerful practice to reserve your bed for sleep and intimacy only. If we get into the habit of working, eating, or watching intense shows in bed, our brain begins to associate the bed with wakeful, stimulating activities. By keeping the bed as a dedicated space for rest, we strengthen that all-important psychological connection. When you get into bed, it's time to sleep. So, to recap our 5 simple tips: create a relaxing ritual, stick to a consistent schedule, get daily sun and movement, mind your diet, and optimize your bedroom. Remember, this is a journey, not a race. Be patient and kind with yourself as you try these new habits. Even small changes can lead to wonderfully restful results. Thank you so much for spending your time with us here at 50 Plus Timeless Wisdom. We hope these tips provide you with a clear path toward more peaceful and restorative nights. If you found this information helpful, we would be so grateful if you'd give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend who might benefit. And please, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel, 50 Plus Timeless Wisdom, and click that notification bell. That way, you won't miss out on our weekly videos designed to help you live your best, most vibrant life after 50. We love hearing from you, so please leave a comment below with your own favorite sleep tip. Here's to many restful nights and bright, energetic days ahead. Be well.